YouTube. Out here whittling on a stick. Ain't like the new woods journey. Blued the blade. So isn't the best bluing job in the world, but it serves its purpose anyway, I guess. But I was out here doing a video on the crook knife, and I thought maybe that I would show a brief video of and talk about, well, just do a whittle talk right quick. And let's talk about survival. Now, I made a video here a few days ago about a survival knife. And if you've seen any of my past videos I've done back a year or so ago, then you know my thought process and my opinion of survival. Just basically, in a nutshell, what we term as survival is not survival. Being lost in the woods for a night or two is not survival. That's discomfort. And we've all probably been there. But you can be uncomfortable for a little while, but you're not really in a survival situation. Basically, a survival situation, and I'm not going to say that this is 100% of the case, because sometimes people are placed in a true survival situation through no fault of their own, and that is very, very rare. But most of the time it is because of lack of skill, lack of preparedness, lack of equipment. It is something that can be avoided with just a little bit of planning and thought and practice. I mean, there is no substitute for getting out in the dirt and practicing these skills. You can't, I mean, videos are great, videos are good, they give you a basis, but you got to get out there and you got to practice it. You got to go whittle on a stick. You have to do that. That's the reason I'm always saying get out there. And it's because I know that seeing it on video is a lot different than actually trying to get out there and practice it and do it. But back to survival. Survival is, like I said, 9 times out of 10 it is because of a situation we have placed ourselves into. We have stepped wrong on a rock and twisted an ankle. We broke a leg, and nobody knows where we're at. That's where unpreparedness comes in. You have to let people know where you're at. If people knew where you were at, maybe a night or two is all that you would be spending out there, and you're not going to starve to death in that time frame. You might get a little hungry, but you're not going to starve to death. As long as you have water, as long as you have a basic shelter, a way to build a fire, you'll be fine. That is not a survival situation. To me, a survival situation is you're stranded out on the ocean for months at a time, or you're way back in the backcountry 200 miles from civilization and nobody knows where you're at, and you got to come out on your own. That is survival. Most of the areas that we get into is, and me included, is you're a mile or two away from civilization and help, and you could just about crawl that distance with a broke leg. If you got a broke back, then that's a totally different story. But in most cases, I will not be in a survival situation. Okay. I was watching a video a couple of days ago, and it kind of hit home with me, and it really had to think about this, because I think the guy has hit it on the head. I think he summed it up very nicely in just a few words. It was a beautiful video. I wish I could remember the name of it, but he was traveling down this pristine river in a birch bark canoe, beautiful canoe, and he was just narrating as he went, just giving his thoughts of it and the wilderness in general, and a very poetic video. If you can find it, you need to watch it. I wish I knew the name of it, but he made a comment that he feared that people were more interested in trying to survive, learn to survive in the wilderness, than they were of trying to live with the wilderness and the nature. And I think that is so true. We get caught up in the term survival, and let's face it, that is a sales gimmick. Nothing on earth is going to help you survive if you don't know how to use it. You have to learn how to use the product, or any product, in order to help you survive. It's not the product that does it, it's the skill. And we get caught up in buying different products and going out and just camping and trying to learn how to build that bow drill fire and all this other stuff. And I'm guilty, folks. And rather than sitting back and just taking in nature and learning how nature works, how things work, learning about nature, and enjoying nature. Yeah, we need to learn the bow drill. We need to learn all the primitive skills, but if you're prepared, you'll have a couple of fire steels. You'll have some matches. You'll have a big lighter. You'll have a lot of things that you don't need to know those skills, per se, if you needed to. And again, you're not going to be in a survival situation, more than likely. You'll be in a discomfort situation. But I think we need to go back and get some of the woodsy knowledge, if you will. What Kephart and Nessmuk and those guys, what they brought was woodsy knowledge. They had equipment, but then you had to use that equipment as very small, light equipment. And as your knowledge increases, your equipment decreases. So you don't need to go out and buy a $300 or $400 survival knife, a $200 survival knife. A $20 Mora will suffice fine. You don't need to go out and get a $300 backpack, because you don't need that much equipment. You just need a small backpack with a blanket and a cook pot and maybe a tarp, and you're fine. Everything else is part of your skill set. So I think rather than learning how to survive, I think we need to learn how to live with. And I think that was some very good advice. So that is my thoughts on survival, the term survival. Given a little bit of planning, given a little bit of skill and practice, then you're not going to be in a survival situation 9 times out of 10. There's always that chance that something happens beyond your control. But again, if somebody knew where you were at, you would only be in that situation for a very short time. So that was my 2 cents. I hope it was worth 2 cents, and I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, go out there and whittle on a stick. Learn how to use a knife. And this ain't a survival knife. This is a woods journey. It's a journey, folks. You never stop learning. And if you do, go out there and whittle on a stick, play in the dirt, take plenty of band-aids and lots of knives. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.